Well, in good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. And that's what friends are for. This is a great quote by the musician Dionne Warwick in one of her popular heartwarming songs that has sought to tell the story of great friends who are never separated, no matter what challenges they may encounter. Well, Ghana and its friend, Nigeria, are at the crossroads because of a disagreement over retail business. Nigeria is currently threatening to reciprocate, or if you like, retaliate, when it comes to shutdown of shops belonging to its citizens in Ghana. That notwithstanding, Ghana is going ahead with the closures. We have a breakdown of what is leading to all this confusion. First, though, a report from Tiptoe Lane at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, where more shops are due to be shut.
Receipt Rikitano, ownership Rikitano. And we have a one is kind of Nigerian supply Niama, and just Nigeria.
I think every shop in Circle has to be closed down. But the other Ghanaian shop that is operating now, and the Ghana intelligence. No! So this is the document. This is the document that proves that Ghanaian. This is a name and everything. So why is it that they want to lock it up?
Yeah, so this is the second part of the exercise. It was started on 13th of August, about a week ago. Well, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is clamping down on all foreign-owned shops which really do not have documentation to do retail business. Well, a number of shops have been closed already, with some of them protesting and, arguing that the shops are duly registered.
This shop is never a Nigerian shop. I paid it, and even I've not finished paying the money.
You have documents to prove?
This is the shop rent. This is the shop rent. This is my business certificate. I have my business certificate, my enterprise. You see, this is the shop. This man is the witness. He's here. He's the one who witnessed. When I was renting the shop, I rented the shop. The Nigerian people, some of them give me goods. I buy some of the goods with my own money.
To Nigerian shop. So this is against the law. And Nigerian shops na here too. And to open has say move to Ghana ni shop mo. They
So more bar.
Say document
Wow. If they said they are closing all the shops for investigation, why is it that the other shops are open?
We've been told that some of the people who occupy the shops actually allegedly connive and collude with some other people who are suspected to be foreigners, and then just front for them to be operating in the shadows.
We're a foreigner, Nigerian, and again in the front to a man.
This one is for a Nigerian, and he's just taking Ghanaians to front for him.
Our Ghana need not never see any back on this side, back on this side.
There is one here, one there, and another one in the corner. They must lock up the shop. The foreigners have connived with the Ghanaians to operate illegally here.
Now, across the border in Nigeria, the traders have also taken the matter to the federal government, demanding a solution. But it is the response from Ghana, which is this afternoon ruffling feathers even more. Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayoko Botre says government will continue to enforce laws governing Ghana's retail business in spite of the agitations by Nigerian traders operating illegally in that space.
In the diplomatic circles, I believe these things happen, where you have countries having issues with each other, but it's the ability to deal with the issues that matter. And in this case, dialogue. We have to dialogue our way out of it. But you see, we are members of the West African bloc, which is ECOWAS. So we have, on both sides, we have signed onto protocols of free movement of goods, of people, of services. At the same time also, we have our national local laws. So you need to sort of have a balance, which is what Nigeria did not too long ago. And if you recall, Nigeria closed their borders but for COVID-19, I don't know what the situation would be even now, whether it will still be closed. But they had to close their borders because they felt that there were a few things they had to correct. And chief amongst them, the things that they felt they had to correct, they said they had security issues with ammunition being smuggled into their country, with rice being smuggled into their country. So they closed the border in spite of the free movement that we had all signed on to. In our case, as we speak, we have the local laws which we all have to adhere to, all traders, whether you're Ghanaian, Nigerian, Chinese, whoever. In the first place, our local laws do not allow retail trade of foreigners to be engaged in retail trade. These and if they are to be allowed, there's a threshold that they have to fulfill in terms of investment. Unfortunately, when we try to apply the laws, then people are, or these traders are crying foul that they are being victimized. That is not the case. We have our laws, just as they also have their laws. And have taken policy decisions that they must protect local industry, which is what they did to protect the local rice industry. So in many cases, we need to have a good balance between the local laws as well as the protocols that we sign onto. At some point, we would have to harmonize the local laws with the protocol. But for now, our local laws are enforced just like their local laws and policies are enforced, and they are enforcing them by closing the border, which meant that many of our trucks, over 200, were stuck behind on the Benin side. We couldn't cross over into Nigeria. People lost, exporters into Nigeria lost a lot of investment. So these things happen, and we shouldn't cry foul as if we are being victimized, because that's not what we did when they closed the border. We tried to.
Have you been in talk with the Foreign Affairs Minister of Nigeria?
I'm in touch with him all the time. I'm in touch with him all the time. Yes, I am. And I think we should dialogue our way through this and find common ground. The traders have to respect the laws and provide the necessary documents that are required of them for them to be able to do their practice of trade peacefully.
Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Enyama, expressed his worry about the turn of events.
Our own president also met with Mr. President, the president of Ghana, and this matter was now resolved as we understood. But obviously, it has reared its head again, and it seems not to have been resolved. Now, to answer your specific question about the Ghana Code that talks about the retail sector being reserved exclusively for Ghanaians, is that it is in conflict with the ECOWAS protocol provisions, as you yourself mentioned. So this is something that we are going to want looked into at this non-respect of the ECOWAS protocol. You know, what is the point of having an economic community if at the end of the day each country will just make laws and regulations that are in contradiction of that. So I think that is an issue that has to be addressed.
Now, joining us for more on this is Comrade Evaristus Wonko. He is Secretary General, Nigeria Union of Traders Associations. We'll have a number of other guests in that conversation. Mr. Wonko, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Pulse.
Thank you so very much.
So you've heard our Foreign Affairs Minister. She says that the law will be enforced, but she's dialoguing with her counterparts, Mr. Enyama. What's your take on that?
Well, it's all boiled down to what the dialogue will bring about. Because the same, if I recollect, the same foreign minister, Ayeko Boshe, when he was in Nigeria last time, he told our foreign minister that this law, the GIPC law that they are trying to enforce, is not going to affect the West African, the ECOWAS citizens. It's on record. She made that statement before the international press. And so, just like you had our foreign minister say, that GIPC law is just because every country try to protect one or two things. But you see, the major conflict in this particular issue is that Ghana is a beneficiary of the same law they are trying to go against here. Ghana nationals are all over West Africa doing retail business, all over West Africa, all over Nigeria. And we see them everywhere. Now, if you now come here and say, and we know Nigeria, we have the same law, NIPC, something similar to Ghana, but we don't apply it against ECOWAS citizens. It is the implementation of that GIPC that is the problem. If there is a middle of the road law, I think there should have been a middle of the road so that the passport you are using, the one I'm using, if you go at the back, it is ECOWAS passport. So, like the minister asked, what is the reason of being what is the benefit of being a community citizen why you cannot do your normal business?
But there are no exemptions in the GIPC law. In Ghana, when we have laws and there are exemptions, those exemptions are clear.
That is exactly what
in the GIPC law, it's not stated.
That is the conflict I'm talking about. I think I made it clear. I said there is no middle of the road. So there's no exemption for the ECOWAS. That is why you are crying foul. That's why we are appealing to the authority to give human face to that law so that you can allow, so that what you are enjoying in other place, you will allow other people to also enjoy here. That's exactly what we are. I
had the communications director for the Ministry of Trade and Industry just a couple of days sitting in the chair you're sitting in now, saying that they expect the law to be, it was actually yesterday, they expect the law to be applied in every country in ECOWAS, whether or not it affects Ghanaian citizens. And so the point that there may be Ghanaians engaging in retail elsewhere does not apply here.
To you, that statement, is it reasonable for a politician to make such a statement here, knowing fully well that your citizens are there? So you want them to be pushed back so that, what plan has he to give those people employment? You see, sometimes politicians, they make dangerous statements, but we, the common citizens, we don't even think about that. You don't think about the danger of this kind of statement. You say, oh, Nigeria can enforce their laws. So when they begin to enforce, this one will affect me here. It will affect an innocent Ghanaian who doesn't know anything. And we, personally, this is what we have been saying, that it should not be allowed to continue. That, oh, you sack Nigerians and then they bring your own people. And let me tell you one thing. You see, when you look at the way they are enforcing this law, the Chinese are they Ghanaians. They are in the same market. You see a Chinese sitting inside the shop with two Ghanaians selling for him or her. And they will pass there. They will not even ask him, ask the person the paper.
That's an interesting allegation because we did have, if I may, we did have officials tell us that they have also evicted Chinese, Lebanese, other nationalities. It's not just Nigerians.
My brother, you see, when last year they closed Opera, and we appealed and appealed, and our government intervened, and even that closure wasn't even government; it was Guta. Where you see, Ghana is a very democratic country, and rule of law rules here. And you allow citizens, another private person, to lock another person's shop. Not the government. What is being done is government institution. That's why you see the way we cannot say we can't close. But this one, somebody will wake up in the middle of the night and come and lock your shop. And when tomorrow you see that illegal key and you want to talk, then police will come and cite them.
Well, that was condemned. I remember speaking to so many government officials.
Even the president condemned it, but the key was still there. And that is the contradiction. You cannot condemn a criminal and tell him to take his loot and go. Oh, what you are doing is bad, but take the money.
Are you saying that no dialogue took place after that? No steps were taken to address the situation?
There is a way. Illegality is illegality. If the president of the land sees an illegality, he will give order for that shop to be immediately opened. Even if he want to use, he can use state institution, you understand, to lock it the following day. So that it will look like, you see, you are emboldening impunity, which will later come back to haunt the same. Today it is Nigeria. Tomorrow, if some people get up and begin to go against the government and begin to do certain things, that's emboldening impunity. So if you read the history of Boko Haram in Nigeria, it started by government treating some group of people with kid gloves. And when it doesn't favor them, they will go against government.
So that happened in October 2019. Currently, the Ministry of Trade and Industry is leading a task force with security officials, closing the shops which, according to them, are not following the GIPC law. What is your organization doing?
Well, what we are doing is that, we can't fight the government. We've continued to appeal to government. We've appealed to them. We've shown some our concerns, and then we appeal to our government. Today, you see, I'm black. Today, we close all our shops in the whole of Greater Accra, and we went to a Nigerian High Commissioner to register our displeasure and ask our government to help us. Because my brother, if you look at the time, we are in extraordinary time. This time is not a good time. If you close somebody's shop in this COVID, he can't even escape back to Nigeria because the national borders are closed. And he can't feed. Assuming you have a child who has an underlying sickness. You see, the WHO are telling us about underlying sicknesses. Somebody who is diabetic, somebody who you need drug every day to maintain yourself. And then the children have to eat. And you close the person's shop. Just tell me, what would the person do? He can't even, if he have 300 Ghana cedi for him to travel back to Nigeria, he can't travel back to his family, at least to take care of himself and his children. Now, the person, you have sentenced him to starvation. Just, there is no other word I can use. Right. I've tried to get the appropriate word to use. That is the only thing that comes to my head.
There are provisions in the law which allow for foreigners to operate in the retail space if they are doing large-scale business of a certain threshold. Good. Has NUTA, as an organization, considered coming together and building the capital to operate in those levels of business? Yes,
you see, what we are, the nature of business in West Africa. Ghana is not, it's not different from Nigeria. The only thing that is different that when we gather together here, sometimes you may not even differentiate who is a Ghanaian and Nigeria. You see, these are small people who are coming from a different background, and they meet themselves in Accra here, and they will now have this problem. Maybe in this crisis, we begin to think about how can we, if the effort to make the ECOWAS protocol work, and if it fails, it is a failure for us common people, because we will not be happy that ECOWAS is ECOWAS of billionaires and not ECOWAS of ordinary people. You understand me? Because when we are talking of you must bring $1 million for goodness sake. If an African man says this, I get goosebumps on me. Because $1 million.
You can't collectively raise $1 million as an organization.
That is what I'm saying, that these are people who came just from...
But you've been brought together by circumstances.
In future, maybe if dialogue fails and you decide that you must continue to be here, then those who decide may decide to do that. There are some it may interest you to know there are some people who has even GIPC that their shop was sandpaper and place you are not qualified at Abasokai. Nigerians, they registered with GIPC, but they say they will not be there. But a Chinese is there at Abasokai. At Opera you see Chinese operating. Some people at that Opera, I know about two people who have GIPC.
Right.
And their shop was locked.
Have you contacted your home government in Nigeria?
Yes, I told you that I'm just coming from Nigerian High Commission today.
What was the response the Nigerian High Commissioner gave you?
Of course, they are assuring us that they are going to intervene. They have been doing a lot according to them. They are in dialogue. You saw the foreign minister of Ghana saying that she's in touch with Nigerian counterpart. I'm sure they are talking. I'm sure our letter to His Excellency President Buhari has reached the seat of government in Nigeria, and I'm sure that the two presidents can come together and do something for the sake of, today is Nigeria. You see, I must continue to preach this gospel. that we must look at ECOWAS of 10, 20, 50 years to come.
Right.
We must look at ECOWAS where you look at Nigeria potentials and you see that maybe in 50 years, this is a China in waiting. And Ghana should naturally be the, the right-hand man to enjoy whatever that is happening in Nigeria.
Right.
It shouldn't be that time we say, oh, you are Ghanaian, your law said we should bring $1 million in 2020. So go and bring $3 million.
Right.
Because the size of economy continue to expand.
So these engagements that you've had with your ambassador, has he given you any timelines?
Yes, no time lag for now, but I think I'm aware that something is being done. Something is being done. I'm aware that even some diplomatic actions are taken on as I'm talking to you right now, and when that happens, we'll see the next step. Or if it fails, I think, like what we said today, it's not more that we stay in Ghana. What we've been telling Ghana is, you cannot, like what we have been accusing and say that with this $1 million, you are saying that you don't want us here. And of course, it is left for them to say, okay, what we are implementing is our law. Then we can go.
But that has been said already.
Of course. Don't you believe that 1969 Alien Compliance Act was a law? Was it not a law? It was a law. And Ghana must go in 1982-83. Was it not a law? Was those laws good? Was those laws not?
But they were enforced.
Those laws were callous. They were enforced, but they were callous.
They were enforced fully.
Enforced fully.
Even though you may not agree with them today.
I'm telling you, those two laws were enforced fully, but I am telling you as an African, I'm disappointed in those two laws. How can you sack Nigerians here and Ghanaian? I was a student activist then. I haven't been to Ghana before, but we were against, who were those who were demonstrating then? I don't know how old you are. That we were against sacking Ghanaians.
So the key point is that you've engaged your government, you've engaged ours, and you're looking to get a response from them. Let me finally ask, what are the options available for you? What will you do as a businessman?
Yes, exactly. The option available to me is what I've just said. I will weigh the option of getting $1 million, which I've never seen before. If I can't get $1 million, then the next option will be to leave Ghana with my story.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Everest.
Thank you so much.
For
Thank you for having me.